Joining us now are two of the hottest young actors in Hollywood. Their co-stars, Jared Leto and Rosario Dawson, and the writer and director. We're so proud to have them, Oliver Stone. You can take those questions with Carl.
No, not really.
Wait till I get to your sex scene, Rosario. That'll come up soon.
You guys have us so teary-eyed backstage. I want a baby.
You want a baby?
Yeah.
Who wants a baby?
But don't do it on our set, please. The way things go. Oliver, I said we're very proud to have you on today, and some people are going to say, proud, we're angry at him. You know, you have made so many controversial films, whether it was about JFK or Nixon and natural-born killers. And this film, Alexander, was something that you have talked about and thought about for years. And now there's a controversy. A Greek group of lawyers are saying you've made Alexander bisexual. So here's your time.
I didn't say. I ran away to the past to try to avoid controversy, and it's everywhere. It comes back to haunt you. You know, I welcome the Greek lawyers to prove that they know what Alexander was. We have a lot of historical evidence. Not a lot, but enough to indicate that Hephaestion was the greatest, most emotional bond in Alexander's life. When Hephaestion died, for example, Alexander built a 5-story funeral pyre and went mad with grief, spent a fortune on the funeral games, and never had anything like it in the world before, never seen it. And he died, as he vowed in that last clip you saw. He vowed to follow him down to the house of death, and he died within 8 months of his death, depriving him of his chance to see his son, which Rosario, playing Roxanne, was giving him in 2 months' time. So it's a very strange choice, and I think, although he sought love with Rosario, with Roxanne's character, he found it with Jared's character.
That's what makes this epic film, because it really is. The fight scenes, the battle scenes are extraordinary, and that
Jared,
underlining part of it is what gives it extra depth.
You play the general.
Yeah, Hephaestion.
But you obviously went through a lot of
the
training.
hardest name in the world to pronounce,
I can't
by
say
the way.
Hephaestion?
Hephaestion, yeah.
Hephaestion. But you went through almost a boot camp with
we
Colin
all
to
did.
get ready for
Colin
this.
and I and the girls were
500
doing
boys.
something else. But
even with that, I heard there was tremendous amount of bloodshed on the set and the broken bones.
there was. I mean, I think I was surprised at one point. I really thought that someone might die, honest to God, on the movie. And I went to John Killick, and I was concerned that someone was going to fall off a horse and break their head open.
But nobody got hurt.
Oh, nobody did get hurt. See, that's another rumor that
Colin
got hurt offset.
No horses, no horses, no elephants.
Just human beings, no animals, just human beings.
A couple of stuntmen were hurt, but minor.
Exactly.
Human beings had
Colin falls on his head. It's like, are we ready to go yet? Or
Well, before we get to this wild set that we keep hearing about, I want to talk to you, Rosario, because you have a scene with Alexander. You have to play his wife.
Call me Colin, Barbara.
Colin. You and Colin have the scene which you are slapping him around. It ends up with a conquest. It is such a fighting sex scene, and you said, and you were naked in it. Were you really naked in it?
No,
No.
completely. Colin was. He superimposed his breast into the scene for me, actually.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you believe that, you believe that.
It's not disbelievable, though.
But you said that if you had known about that scene, you wouldn't have taken the part.
That's
Is that
not,
true?
No.
Not true. See, all of these misconceptions.
No.
Did you really slap him around?
I did slap him around quite a bit, actually, and he wanted me to full force slap him, so I did that for...
Or not to
They
fake it,
said they were counting numbers. They were like, there was something I read, there was 70 some odd slaps. I don't know how many there were.
Why did you want her to really hit you?
I like it rough. No, you know, you as an actor sometimes you just go on. You don't want the other person to have to contain themselves, or it was as much. Having said that, it was as much for me, for my reactions. I just said to her, just go for it, do what you want. I was being butch as well, of course. Go for it, do what you want.
So I gave him a black eye.
I paid the price. I got a black eye.
Katerina, tell us about this set. What was it like with all of you together? And Oliver, how on earth did you direct them?
They're sexy. Sometimes
No, not this. The whole set, not the sex. You kept talking about, boy, what it was like with all of you in that set. Tell us about it.
It was actually wonderful. I mean, I think for as wild as everybody is considered here and as kind of, you know, chaotic and as strong-natured and as bold, everybody was very nurturing of each other. And Oliver he is Dionysus. He is the god of chaos. But he got us all together, and he was really also, you know, a leader and a father and a mentor to all of us. And I think we all grew through that film. So it was fun and wild, but it was also, I think, probably the deepest experience we've all had on the set.
Oliver, I want to talk about when you first met Colin and you were out to dinner and you said he came in, this may not be true, but the quote is he came in looking like a Dublin street thug and started breaking wine glasses, trying to make his point. What did you think after
He
that?
was sweet. He was so nervous, you know, and he looked like Tyrone Power with black hair and black eyebrows, and he was so black Irish. I just loved him. He was feisty, and he was drunk and dropping glasses. But he was yelling. He talked normal, and then he'd yell a few words, and then I hate to be grabbed by strangers, and he was always touching my knee the whole time. People were looking over and saying, "Who's that Oliver Stone? Oh, there's that Oliver Stone. He's always in trouble. And who's that with him?" You know, they didn't know him at that time, so he.
But
then
something must
when we
have
tested him 3-4 months later with blonde hair, that's when I felt I was wrong, that he could be. He had the defiance to be Alexander, but the blonde, I love him blonde. Frankly, I prefer him blonde. I would like to see him back there. But it was destiny, I think. It was just luck. It was great luck that we met somebody like him. But don't forget, Val Kilmer was also in this movie, and that sort of completes the 5 people on this couch.
I want to a couple more rumors that I want to lay to rest, one way or the other. Rosario and Jared, we've heard the rumors that you had a romance on the set.
Really?
Oh, jeez, I was waiting for that to come out.
And that you and and that you and Colin were an item.
So we can come on next time and talk about our child, right?
No, it's like everybody was an item. And
We've got to outname them, though, for somehow, you know?
I don't know. I want to ask you something. When these people are on other shows, they're so dignified. What is it about all of us?
I don't think it's
The couches.
Maybe it's the couch.
It might be the fact that you have a rumor list.
That might be it.
And you were linked to Colin as well, you
Jared
little.
was linked to me for a while.
And Val was linked to Angelina at one point?
We were linked.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I heard about that.
And Val was after Angelina, too.
And I was linked to Bangkok.
We were actually all at some point linked to each other.
And none of this is true?
No.
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 No, she's, no.
You know what would be great? You know what would be great if it was all true. That'd be great. If we had that colorful of a life.
What happens on the set stays on the set, right?
In an ideal world.
In an ideal world. Let's hope so.
Anyway, we'll be right back. Are we coming back
Yes,
with more?
we're coming back. We have
with
more,
even more. So stay with us. More rumors, more talk.
Back with Colin Farrell, Angelina Jolie, Jared Leto, Rosario Dawson, and Oliver Stone. Oliver, the last film you made, Any Given Sunday, that's 1999, right?
Yes.
And then you took a break because at the time you said you had lost your confidence. What did you mean by that? Lost your confidence in terms of being a director? Or?
No, I think well, I mean, it was among other things. I had a new child at that time, a new daughter, and I really had a chance to watch her grow up. And I was writing a book. I did commercials and documentaries. It was good to step away from the movie business. I'd done 12 movies in about 12 years. It was extremely demanding on my
But you also said
life.
you got a lot of criticism and that
A lot of
wounded you.
criticism. It wears you down.
Yeah.
This one will wear you down, too. But I'm proud of Alexander. It means something to me. It's the end of a road for some reason. He's the greatest single human figure in history. The most exciting things happened to him. 100 events, 50 battles. And you have to realize at 27, he grabbed the political leadership of the world. And he changed the world.
Yeah.
He stood for something. He was a builder, not just a conqueror. He built cities. He built civilizations.
He tried to unite all of the part of the world
unite
at
East
that
and West.
time.
And although he died young, his influence was remembered, and the Hellenic basin that existed from east to west, and it lasted for hundreds of years peacefully and prospered. It was boom, and the Romans sort of took the idea and went with it. So he did influence history.
When we look at this film, and there is so much action and the battle scenes, and we've talked about some of the things that you all had to go through, and you're just seeing a little bit of the extraordinary battle scene. But Jared, I read that when you started out, when you were in Requiem for a Dream, that you starved yourself, that you lost 25 pounds, and you denied sex to yourself for 2 months?
That wasn't
I don't know that. Yeah, well, I did a lot.
And now here's a rumor that's finally true. Oh. Did you have to do anything like that for this?
Well, Oliver encourages you to do the best job that you can do. You know, he wants a commitment.
Well, you didn't have to starve yourself.
No, we didn't starve.
And
We
I'm
did
not gonna
quite
ask
the
about
opposite. We did quite the opposite. We gained some weight. We got in shape. We were playing warriors. We were playing guys that were physically just incredibly strong. And the biggest part was the education that that I gave myself, and I think we all did.
And you all had, I'm not going to ask about your sex life, you'll be happy to know, but you all
Oh,
had,
my grandma's going to be so happy now.
so is my friends.
My grandma Ruby, she's probably watching.
But you did have to learn how to use the swords, and you had to ride horses and every other thing for this film. So you had a lot of stuff to learn,
It was a
didn't
good bit of
you?
work, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Rosario, I heard that you actually like it when you put on that worst dress list. What was she thinking when she wore that outfit? That you consider that a badge of honor. Is that true?
No, not necessarily a badge of honor or something. I think it's really funny what the things that people pick on. So I was on, the first time I was ever on it was for a photograph that was kind of like this. It was just a bad photograph. Sort of, okay, she looks like a crackhead, da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah, of course, if you're going to use that shot out of everything. I just think it's really funny to kind of see how things are sort of brought down to an outfit when you work so hard on something.
Exactly.
On the other hand, Angelina, plastic surgeons, I don't know when they did this poll, but plastic surgeons have said that your body parts are the most requested by patients. I don't know what they requested. Have you heard that?
No.
How does it make you feel? Evidently, there was a survey of plastic surgeons, and they said, whose body would you like most, and what body parts, and they said Angelina.
I don't know what to think about that. I'm sure, I mean, that's, you know, you have to think that's nice, but, you know, strange. I don't want anybody altering themselves on my behalf in any way, so.
I'd say a lot of plastic surgeons might have been answering for themselves as well.
It may
With
very
respect to
well
what
have been.
operation they would like to perform, of course.
Were you too intimidated, since these are, you're dealing with superstars here and you're dealing with Oliver Stone? Were you intimidated at all about doing this film?
You know, not by Colin so much, because he's such a good man. You can tell right now he's one of the nicest guys on the planet, and he really is. He has such a big heart, and he's so generous. I was intimidated probably more by Oliver Stone, because being a fan of his since I was a kid. I mean, this guy has brought us some of the best movies in the history of cinema. I mean, Platoon, JFK, Natural Born Killers, Heaven and Earth, Salvador. I mean, the guy wrote Scarface. You know, he's done it all, and to work with him was really one of the honors of my lifetime, and will always be. And to work with Colin and Angelina and Rosario are
We're
people
all
that
on the same level.
Yeah, no, not at all. They're people that I've enjoyed and really admired, and so it was exciting to work with them, and less intimidating, more exciting.
I have to just say how nice it is and exciting for Meredith and me and all of us to have all of you on with us today.
It's wonderful.
Thank you.
You know, to have you all come here and play with us and have fun, you know?
Yeah, and I just have to ask you, Oliver, why do you think it took so long for this film to be made? You worked so hard to get this thing done.
It's expensive, it's hard, you have to create everything from another time.
Yeah.
It's not a story that's ever been done very much. One movie,
Yeah.
no plays, no Shakespeare, no Greek plays, no Roman plays. Think about it, why? It's an impossible life to try to get down under 3 hours. I think it's a kind of movie that you really, frankly, can see twice.
Yeah, it's a great accomplishment. Congratulations to you and to all of you for being a part of it. Our thanks to Angelina Jolie, Colin Farrell, Jared Leto, Oliver Stone, and Rosario Dawson. Alexander is in theaters everywhere today, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.